Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Mama Cass. Thank you for joining me. You have to excuse the dog barking next door. I've been waiting for an hour for it to stop barking. This is from the guy who complains about my noise. Anyway, so what I wanted to do was, my friend Chelly, a very, very good friend of mine, has been doing a craft group. And I wanted to help out and show how we do heat embossing, so they can give it a go there. This is actually a bit of white Nina Classic cardstock that I've inked black with a dye ink pad, because I found that the mirror card seems to be really difficult for the static, which I already have enough trouble with because there's cat hair everywhere. So I've got this stamp. I want to show how to heat emboss with it. So here we go. I will show you how it's done. I've got Nouveau Embossing Powder in soft lilac. I could use white, but I think the white I've got I spilt a load of, so this is called an anti-static dust bag, and you wipe it over before you stamp to prevent any of the embossing powder going where you don't want it. Give it a little blow. Now this is a Versamark watermark stamp pad by To Heat. I do have a size X one as well. You can also use any pigment ink, such as like the VersaFine pigment ink, in any colour, even like the Dovecraft pigment inks, or my little teardrop shape pigment inks. Chalk inks work as well. Dye inks not so much. You're not going to get a good emboss with a dye ink. You really do need either a pigment ink. I would always recommend going for the Versamark watermark stamp pad, because it just is better. But you can add colour to it as well, by using coloured pigment ink. I'm just going to give this a wipe over because it has got some old pigment, old embossing powders over it. So I can already see little hairs getting onto it, which is what often happens with my stamping. Make sure that there's nothing on my stamp. Now I'm going to ink it up nicely with the, obviously you can't see this, so it's quite important to try and get a good coverage as best you can. So if you shine it in the light, you can actually just about see like a watery effect over it. Already I can see like little hairs getting involved. This is the thing with having so many cats. Stamping is not the best, or embossing is certainly not anyway. Right, now I'm going to turn my heat gun on over here so it'll be a bit noisy, and then I'm going to stamp it down. Here, I might actually go at an angle. I'll go here actually, like this, long ways, because I know that this has got a die cut with it. So there, and go down. Now I'm going to try and press this as good as I can to get a good coverage of the watermark. That's it, good, lovely. Now I'm going to add the embossing powder over the top of that stamp. I need to get a little paintbrush over here to get rid of the edges. So I'll just go in and dust around it. Oops, didn't want to do that. A little bit more on there. Oh, I didn't mean to do that either. Right, I'm just going to so I've got rid of any little stray bits of embossing powder. Now I'm going to bring my heat gun in, which is sufficiently warmed up hopefully that it won't take too much to start embossing. I'm going to come up underneath first so as it doesn't bend the paper up too much. I'll show you nice and close, hopefully you'll get a good view of it. There we go. Does that look good? So I think it could still come up more, but this is how you heat emboss. So it's just a short video to show, but then I'll do some on some white card as well, just to give you a good idea of it all. Okay, so we've got some white Nino here in the classic crest. We will put that one away. We've got our static pad here, and we'll go all the way over the surface, because any static at all will attach little hairs and all sorts. Okay. Now what should we do? That's just blue. Hot chocolate. And I'm showing me her doggy. Okay, so what stamp shall we use now? I think I will do something clear to show you for stamping, like for lettering, and then I'll show you a few other colours as well, just for the fun of it in it. So we'll use VersaFine Black, Onyx Black I think it is, yes, Onyx Black. Better put it like that, otherwise I will knock it flying. This guy. A sentiment. I'll do 2 sentiments. Where's my little one gone? One of those. And excuse me 2 seconds. There's the other one. Okay. So no, that won't work. I want it in the middle. Oops, sugar. Okay, I'm just going to give this a wipe over, because okay. And then just a baby wipe. In the bagel. Okay, I'll just give this a wipe over. Put it on my block. So now with this one, we'll use the VersaFine pigment ink. We'll do 2 of them. That looks like a nice coverage, doesn't it? Now doing it with clear embossing powder is a little bit easier, because if there does get any bits floating around, it doesn't really show. So that's nice, I like that. And then we'll go on with this one. Oops, didn't quite get it everywhere. Okay, that's a good coverage. Let me get my ink pad covered up. So we'll come down here with this. I want to go flat on. Lovely job. Now we'll scatter the clear embossing powder from Do Craft Paper Mania over this. Oops, a bit more than I need on there, but yeah, that should do it. You see it covered. I can see a few extra bits that I'm going to brush off just because. Okay, now I'll pour that back in the pot while that sits there. Oh, I better turn on my heat gun. Beautiful. Now they come up lovely, haven't they? Now I'll show you a little pattern stamp. I'll pick one out quickly. Let me get one. Let's see what I've got in here. Okay. Nice new stamps. Sorry, it took a little while. Okay, so we've got that there. Okay. So I'll do this. And then here I will do that. That. These for quite a while, I never use them, so it's good to put some bits to good use. Okay, so I've got like a stamp layout there that should fit here nicely. Yeah, Yep. And then this along there. I'll ink up all of these together. Again, we'll rub this over because we don't want any static. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to ink up with the Versamark water ink pad. Versamark pad, yeah. That's right. Now, for this, I'm going to use the Nouveau Embossing Powder in Duchess Blue, which I think will fit quite nicely. Now look there, I can see a little bit that I don't want there. Okay, so we'll give this a go, see how it comes out. Wow. Look at that. Not much excess anywhere. Okay. Ooh. Right, let's turn the heat down. Let's get that last corner there. Embossing powder back in the pot. Oopsie. So I'm going to come up underneath it to heat the paper more than anything. And I'm going to turn it down to the lower speed and come on top so it doesn't blow away too much of that embossing powder. here a little bit of it blew away, which does happen sometimes. Now I want to stamp in that last area. Hang on, I'm going to keep that running, keep it warm. I'm going to get this last bit of stamping, because I like this, it's very Art Deco, isn't it? Art Deco. So I'm trying to get this as straight as possible. Some of that. That again. Come back, throw that away. No, not throw it away, but put it back in pot. And then we come in underneath again to heat up the paper first so that it doesn't buckle too much. That's pretty it. You can also, I've got a Versamark or Nouveau Clear Mark embossing pen here, and so you can also write with this if it's not dried out. I think it might well be. I think it might have dried out, unfortunately, which sucks because I've never used it. But you can also use a Versamark pen to like write a sentiment. Oh no, look, the liquid's coming. It's coming, it's coming. Okay, again, little pad there, and I can do it in my own hand. Go. I don't know if you can see, but I've got a cat hair on there already. with love. Let's go back over that W again. And over that bit again. Okay, and again coat it with the embossing powder. That's quite cute. I'll come up under the paper, turn it down a bit, so my own handwritten sentiment. I think that's about right. Looks good. It's a little bit rough around the edges, but you can actually go back over it and do it again if you want to with that. That's quite good also for, like, say, if I really wanted to be pedantic, I could go back in on these little bits that have been missing that I could touch in with this pen, which is quite a handy thing to have. For heat embossing, that is. And then of course there's the heat tool that I use. This is just a cheap one. You can pick them up on Amazon or eBay. I picked mine up on Amazon. Actually, I hope that's helpful to you guys. And obviously you can also colour in within these embossed marks, and that actually comes up very lovely. I do like that one. So yes, there we go. That's how you heat emboss. Hope that helps, guys. Please do enjoy your crafting sessions. It is my therapy, and I'm sure it is good for you guys too. Much love. Oh, and to my dear, very special friend Chelly, I love you, my darling, and Steve, sending all my love to both of you. You've both been wonderful to me, and I'll never forget all you've been there through. Like, you've supported me. You've not listened to other people about me. I cannot respect you guys more than I do. Love you loads. Thank you for joining me. Much love. Breathe easy, folks. I'll see you again soon. Bye.